So on to the third section, and the component that we're looking at, Ray, is resources, and obviously very much in your service business is your people. So how do you inspire your people, your workforce?
I don't think we have to inspire them. We have to create an environment where they can themselves be inspirational and they can make a contribution. We have a philosophy that there are 6 pillars that undermine our business, or that's, sorry, not undermine, that our business is built on. And part of that is around, acceptance of responsibility, accountability, looking at making sure that profits and numbers are there, and everything else. And if we create an environment where they personally can take some responsibility for contributing towards those 6 pillars that are the foundation of the business, then that to me is a great outcome. We do this in a number of ways. We make sure, as you were saying before, that going back 20 years with command and control being the dictate of management, that's what you do. You told people and they told other people. We adopt a completely different approach, which is very much around decisions being made. And leadership is a very, very important thing to us. And it isn't just about having leaders because you need someone to follow or somebody to give you direction. Because in any one team game, and we're all part of a team, in any one team game, everybody has a contribution to make. And at any one point in time, any one person will be a leader. They will be the one that's driving that particular direction, whatever it happens to be. And I'm a great believer, like the All Blacks, the New Zealand All Blacks rugby team, is that leaders are there specifically to create leaders. If their only thing that they do is create leaders, then they've done their job, because that's really what it's all about. So it's inspiring them. I don't inspire them. We give them the sort of the tools and the wherewithal and the environment to inspire. We have regular one-to-ones with people. So every month, a line manager will sit down with his reports or their reports, and they will say, right, okay, let's go over what we talked about last month. What are your issues? What are your concerns? How are you doing? Some of it's business related, some of it could be personal related, and some of it is really just trying to make sure that they have an opportunity to speak their mind, which they do, and that we have an opportunity to assess them and maybe say to them, yeah, you're going all right in this line of your career. Maybe there's some other ways in which you can develop that or want to do that. And that exchange of information on a regular basis sets up a platform where the one-to-one process almost becomes irrelevant, because what you've now got in their mindset is the fact that I'm working for somebody who has an interest in me, has an interest in me from a professional point of view and a career point of view, but also an interest in me personally for whatever I want to divulge to them within the bounds of confidentiality and the like. And that gives them the comfort. This is why we, for the 4th year, have entered the Sunday Times Top 100 Small Medium Enterprises. That's my advert.
Advertisement.
And we came 57th in the small to medium business, and we became 57th in the country. And I'm so proud of that. And that's our people saying to us, we're doing something right.
Yeah.
And what we're doing right is the empowerment bit. The 6 pillars gives them a platform. They can look at this on our cup. Mug, you see there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, 6 pillars. But they can look at this, and everything they do is associated with one of those.
And what you're talking about, general pillars of very successful coaching, which is learning and reflect.
Yes.
Constantly.
Now and next, and all that sort of thing.
Monthly and just consistency, and some of the Marshall Goldsmith, who's been voted in the top 50 leadership coaches, it is constantly about that business review, and he's done huge business reviews with huge companies, and he said the most important thing is that you come back to review it. What did we do well? What did we not do well? What can we create and work on? And interesting enough, when you were talking about that leadership, there's a new model of leadership. Henry Kimsey House has mentioned that leaders are all around us. It's not just about the guy or the girl at the top. It's about the guy who cleans the toilets, and it's how they look at it. Have you heard that story about the guy who's he's walking along, and there's this big foundation of a building being built, and he goes up to this one guy who's tapping away at this rock, and he says, "Oh, what are you doing?" And he says, "Oh, I'm building the pillar that will build the base level of the ground floor," or whatever. And he goes along to the next guy and says, and he's tapping away at the rock, and he says, "Oh, what are you doing?" And he said, I'm building a house of inspiration for the this cathedral that I'm building, a house of inspiration for our next generation." So it's like how people are viewing, and each person provides a leadership model, no matter where they are in the organisation. So leaders are all around us. It's about recognising those, like what you're talking about. And the other thing that occurred to me is you were talking about creating the environment, and Judith Glazier talks about healthy cells, healthy culture. And what she's talking about is that you provide the healthy culture, you'll provide the healthy people. And she said the key ingredient for that is communication, because when cells, they've looked in a microscope, and when cells are dying, they're separate. Literally in the microscope picture, they're separate. And when cells are very healthy, they're intertwined because they're communicating with each other. So my last question to you on that subject would be you say you do the reviews, which is great, but how do you communicate as a company?
As a company, we have a company briefing once a month where we get all the company together in one room, usually in a canteen or something, and we might follow it up with a barbecue or some food or whatever, so it sort of gives people a reason for going apart from anything else. Each member of the leadership team presents their piece to the company, and this is warts and all. We have no secrets from our staff. We talk to them about it. We talk to them about our successes, our failures, financial position, how much money we're making, how much money we're not making, where our costs are going, where our challenges lie. Open it up to the whole lot, because they will contribute to the success and the failures, and they will also have an opportunity of contributing towards how we get over those problems whenever they occur, if they do occur. At the same time, we ask for nominations for what we call the Extra Mile Award. So we hand out Extra Mile Awards, which is usually a gift voucher from somebody or some time off. And the Extra Mile Award is exactly as it sounds. It's somebody who has done something that they wouldn't ordinarily do. It's not part of their job. It's not because they've done their job better or quicker. It's because they've stepped out of their box and helped somebody else. And usually it's something related again to our 6 pillars. So they've demonstrated being accountable by taking some action on something which isn't their responsibility. It's not even in their brief, but they've done it for the to help others. And then that deserves reward. And if people can see that that's all we're looking for, and it goes back to what you were saying, so many people do activity or action and lose the sight of the most important thing, and that's purpose. We're geared to what we do, and we sometimes forget why we're doing it.
All human, but we've been constantly reviewing. Wonderful. Thank you very much.